Hey, how you guys doing? This is Trajan, aka Trajan, as everybody's calling me. We're talking about Superman number 40. This is the first part of the Last Days arc. I believe this is a fill-in. This is 2 issues. It is drawn by Doug Mankey. We're going to talk about the art in a minute. James Robinson has the story, and there's 2 inkers, Jamie Mendoza and Scott Hanna. I never really talk about the inkers, but the inkers are important here because I think they're part of the problem with the art. It's a very simple issue I have with it, and I think you see it in the second panel. Yeah, he looks like a girl. I actually, when I was reading this, I was like, well, who the fuck is this character? Who's this chick? I don't think this was a conscious decision because the artist is very good. If you look at the way he draws Superman, Superman is he's very masculine, he's very strong. He commands authority when you look at him. And meanwhile, John is not. The big thing is, and I know this is from EVS, I was watching Ethan Skyver's videos and he said something very interesting. People have a problem drawing children. They generally draw them as tiny adults. And if you see here, he looks like an adult woman. Like I said, I don't think the problem is the pencils. I think it's the inks. Look, what makes him look like a female? It's the lips and the eyes. The eyes are over inked and the lips are over inked. We see the same issue over here to a lesser degree. We have the same thing over here with the eyes in particular, and we have the same thing over here with the eyes and the lips. Now, what they do is this easiest to see it here. They do a little trick. The trick is that they're going to use context clues to try to trick you into thinking this is a child. The big thing they do is eyelashes on a male boy. So the eyelashes denote and give your brain a clue that this might be a child. The lips, I don't know, I just think it was over-inked. I think the inkers saw what he was trying to do. They saw that the penciler was trying to weave these shortcuts that it's a child, and they just over-inked it, and that's it. Like I said, I don't think there's anything particularly nefarious with this. Just because you have a panel like this, he looks like a young boy in this panel. I think it's fine. Over here, he looks like a young boy in this panel. Over here he looks like a young boy in this panel. So I think it's really just the over-inking, and I don't think it was the artist because look how great Superman's drawn, especially here. Look at that, beautiful. That's fantastic. Look at that. Look at that. Amazing. I mean, I really like this panel. It's gonna lose a little work, but like I said, it's difficult to draw children. I understand that, but he draws Superman very well. So let's talk about the story now. The crux of the story. It's very simple. I hesitate to say that it's religion versus science. That's the backdrop that's used. What it really is blind faith. I don't even want to use the word blind faith, but that's kind of the easiest way to say it. Blind faith versus logical reasoning. And look, you got to look at it from this way. You can have blind faith in religion. You can have blind faith in science. You could have religion that has its basis in logical reasoning. I'm not saying like the overt beliefs, but the root of it comes from logical reasoning, and you can have science that's fringe science, right? So you can have each side follow this. So I think it's just drawn or just illustrated as science versus religion because it's easy. It's cheap heat. We were talking about cheap heat before. It's easy. So the overall story is it's the anniversary of Krypton. They're gonna go. They find out that this other planet is going to suffer the same fate as Krypton, so they're gonna try to save them. They go to the planet, and the high priest of these seahorse people, who I actually think have a really cool design, tells them that if it's the God's will that we die, then we're gonna die. But the prophecy has foretold of a pretender that's going to come and tell us that the gods are wrong and that he's going to lord over us as the authoritarian. And so then they declare him a heretic, as they are wont to do, and they attack Superman. And somehow Superman and John's powers are dampened, and your boy over here shows up and protects them and helps John and Superman escape. And he says that he's a man of science, and that he wants to save his planet and he wants to save his people, basically. So, like I said, this is framed as science versus religion. I really think it's just blindness versus reason, because, like I said, you can be blind in your faith. You could be. I've met horrible religious people. I've met really nice, really great, like genuinely nice religious people. I've met really nice, genuine atheists. I've met horrible atheists. So one does not denote the other. I just think that it's the instrumentality that the author is using. And I really look forward to how he's going to end it, because how he ends it is really going to determine if the story is worth reading. The big thing about Superman is not there to tell you what to do and how to do it. Superman is a symbol of hope. He believes in the best in people. If I were the author, I would end it with Superman respecting their free will and respecting their autonomy, getting them together, saying, look, you guys need to hash this out. Your planet is dying. That's a fact. Why? We don't know. How can we fix it? We don't know. Talk to amongst each other and figure it out. And then he leaves them to decide their fate. Because at the end of the day, Superman is not there to force you to do anything. And I think it's a nice lesson for John to learn, especially with this whole Super Sons thing. And how they're not letting him into the Teen Titans, which I'm really sad at. I think John would be a great Teen Titan. But, anyway, let me know what you guys think. Did I make sense in my analysis of this? How would you end it? Like, share, and subscribe. You can follow me at Trajan Channel on Twitter. I'll catch you guys later. Oh, look, this is coming out. I'm definitely buying this.